Hello, and welcome to Respect, the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest very weekly podcast. I don't know why it's but it is, but it's because I'm excited. The San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest is coming up so soon. It's November 11th and it's November 12th. And if you haven't gotten your tickets, you better run and get them and snatch them up before they are gone. We're talking about the 25th annual SF International Hip Hop Dance Fest. And please let me introduce all of you to my co-host. This is Corey Action.
Peace and love. Hey, Micaya. We back again with another podcast, Respect in the House. I'm so happy that we're doing this. I'm so happy. I hope that Brittany is well and Brandy's well and doing, I'm happy to be here and that she's allowed me to be in this space because I'm having so much fun talking about the Hip Hop Dance Fest.
And yeah, Brandy,
5 years.
Yes. I'm happy to have you. Brandy is doing well. Thanks for asking. Everybody loves you, Brandy. Shout out. We can't wait to have you back in our world and all of that, even though you are still in our world. But I know you're just taking care of your life and your health. Yeah. I got a story for you.
Mm-hmm. Give me the tea.
25 years ago, I was a dancer, choreographer, and dance teacher who put a few shows together for fun in the Mission District with some of my favorite dance companies from around the Bay. And I walked my little butt over to a bigger theater and said, hey, I want to take this to, something a little bit bigger, celebrate the artistry, because I don't think these dancers are getting the respect that they deserve. They're so phenomenal. They are artists. And the woman at Theater Arto said, sounds like you're trying to do a festival. And I said, oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And, I didn't know what I was doing, Corey. I learned along the way. And throughout the years, I kept learning that more and more dancers were creating art, not here, not just in California, not just in New York, but all over the world. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about some of the most sublime pieces of art that I have witnessed in my life that have brought me to my feet, that have brought me to tears, that have made me so happy to be alive. And because of that, we have this world-class festival that has been created from scratch because I have had nothing else to compare it to or to say, I'm going to do it like these people. So every little thing I've had to learn and do, and all of us have had to do that have been with me, has been that the first time figuring it all out from scratch. Yep. Because we had to go, what's important to us? Okay, we don't want to have a competition, even though there's nothing wrong with that. I want to showcase, the artistry and all of this. How do we get funding? How do we treat them right like professionals? I want to feed them. I want to give them massage therapists, so this 25 years of just following your heart, people, and really doing when you do your own inventory of what's important to you in your life. You manifest what's important to you, even if you're the only or the first people that does it. Mm-hmm. So I feel compelled to tell that story. Thanks for listening.
It's a great story. That's the real deal. Like, that's the grassroots. That is the root of it. And I was there, so I know you telling the truth. We all, jumped in on something in the theater field, and turning our art, into fine art. So, I'm happy to be a part of the story, and I know that's the truth. And I'm glad I think it's important for you, especially how you always allow people to tell their story. I don't think your story's been told enough, just on what it took and what it takes to make this kind of thing happen, especially bringing people from around the world. You know, you're not a big corporation. You know, you're not a can of drink or, you know, a piece of clothing. You know, you're Micaya, one name, you know, and really made it happen. And it takes so much to drive that, especially because like you didn't have a roadmap. You know, you're still driving it without the roadmap. You're still leading it. You know,
But I'm not just, I mean, obviously I'm driving, but like I have so many co-pilots.
yes,
You
yes,
included there. It is not a one-woman thing.
yeah.
I try to keep this, you know, the wings, but I'm not the only one.
Well, I'm going to say this. You definitely are driving, and we are definitely chipping in for gas. And backseat drivers too. I mean, girl, turn around. You going the wrong way, but I don't. What, girl? You be like, sit, put your seatbelt on, because we going in right now. Slow down. We going too slow now. Come on, Makai, what you doing? You know, but you was definitely giving it. You know, Miss Daisy ain't had nothing on you. Okay.
No, there's a lot of people in DanceFest world that love the festival as much as I do and appreciate
Yes.
it and respect it and understand how important it is for the culture and for what we're doing with dancers and showing San Francisco and the Bay Area. Oh, we have got, you know, people flying from, like, not just people, but the best of the best coming, converging here to perform for us lucky people.
Yeah.
And, you know, give thanks to you, give thanks to Gypsy Love, Brandy Beasley, Kevin Morrison, Eric Baca, Blake Tucker, Fumi, Simon. I mean, I'm probably forgetting a million people. Kristen, they love the fest. It's more than just,
Yes.
you know, a job, because they have investment in what we're doing. So give thanks. We're here. We will be here next year too, which means that if you are a professional dance company and you want to apply for 2024, the application process is now open. You can go to sfhiphopdancefest.com and you submit your complete piece that you want me to consider to perform. And you can start now. The deadline is, I think, May 24th, 2024. I probably did that on purpose. 2424. So that's the news.
I would say to people, if you going to submit something, remember that this is a theater and it's theatrical, and the stage is huge. The theater is huge. There's 1,000 people looking at you, sitting down in seats, red seats. You know, the real theater with the owls all the way at the end. So, you know, people are sitting there and they are literally watching a show on a huge stage. And I can't begin to tell you how huge the stage is. It's one of the biggest stages I performed on, and it's high ceilings, and it's a beautiful, I mean, it's high end, it's high art. So when you submit your work, just remember you're not submitting for the back of the truck or the club over there. You know, you're submitting for the ballet, for the theater. You're submitting for people to come sit down, enjoy the show, clap their hands, and make a lot of noise. Unlike the theater, they're gonna be making noise. Stop.
Get through. Give it whatever's in your heart. You know, what's the beginning, middle, and end. And I told you, I received so many applications from everywhere. It blows my mind. I'm like, what? Venezuela? What? You know, Singapore? What? You know, great. You know, Africa, in different parts of Africa. It's just like really, really beautiful. But I want to say the people from the United States specifically, not everybody, but really think artistically. What do you want to do? Don't think, well, what do you want? Well, this is your chance to show me what your piece, what you would want to create, and think of the whole thing. Create an entire piece, whether it's just a skillful set or you're trying to give us a theme, or, you know, political context, or just some kind of storytelling. Think it through. It's not where you have to do, you know, all of, they do, you know, in these competitions, Where they have like requirements. You have to have this many people and have these many formations and all the symmetricalness that looks very like, to me, like a little bit cheerleader like. That's my personal opinion. And then you have to have like some of this, some of that, this, that, the other, 3 minutes, or you get
wait.
Right?
Listen, all you have to do is tell the absolute truth of your truth through your dance. Don't worry about the other stuff. Just tell the truth, because that's what people want to see. That's what the stage is for, to tell the truth. And I'll say it: the Hip Hop Dance Fest is the truth, baby.
That's what I'm trying to support.
Yes.
Wrap my arms around the artist and say, be you, do you. And this is a perfect segue, because we have the most brilliant artist as our guest today.
Yes. So don't forget, before we go on, make sure you buy your tickets for the festival, because it's gonna. I have a feeling it's gonna sell out. I mean, I've been on the line and we've been doing these interviews, and I'm telling people about it. And it's a fabulous thing. And the theater is always something nice to go to, especially when you have hip hop involved. I mean, look at Hamilton. Come on, So we got to get your tickets now. And the show is on November the 11th and 12th, right? Yeah. It's only 3 shows this year. So right. not the full weekend of shows, and we have a bunch of extra stuff really happening throughout the shows. It's really going to be a cool festival. I'm doing something called Echo, where I teach you a couple moves and then you echo the moves, and then we have a Soul Train line, like not a competition, but a little hey, because you can get $500 in both, but you can't be a dancer in the show. You have to be someone in the audience to come in. And then we also have a fashion show with all the legendary hip hop celebrities coming out. So it should be a really great weekend if you get both. I mean, it's one show this time, right? One show, so that you don't have to worry about coming to the different programs. It's one program, right?
One program 3 times.
3 times, yeah. So come in and just know that it's going to be an amazing time this year. It's the 25th anniversary, and it's the 50th year of hip hop. So we really have to carry on. We got to be in it. Because hip hop is bigger than the government. Erykah Badu. Dario Wonder too. Look, hey, Neapolitan, spread love. Okay, let's get in with this. Can I introduce the artist?
I'm waiting for you, but I'm loving you.
Well, I'm going to introduce the artist. Now, I will tell you, I didn't study my script because I was just caught up for a moment, just looking at her on the Instagram and checking her out, and then checking out the company that she was from. So this young lady, let's see. Selasi Dabachi. Yes.
Not bad.
I mean, this young lady's Belgian and Guyana. She's a dancer and a choreographer. She started dancing when she was 4 years old with classical dance. When she was 12, she discovered hip hop and just totally embraced the whole culture, the whole style, and decided that, she wanted to be a part of this community. So she immediately just, started training, going in with that. After years of training, practicing, and, gaining knowledge about the culture and also other dance styles, she was at the Academy of Arts in Brussels. Brussels, what's up? So, she's over in Europe doing her thing. She decided to, go all out, which is, something that if you're a European, you could really go all out to be a dancer. So she traveled the world, like really did it all over Europe. But then she even was dancing with Beyonce and Rihanna, so she got her whole little thing going. So, if you're a hip hop dancer or a dancer at all, if you're dancing with the stars, you're really putting it in. She went to LA. I'm going to say she went to Hollywood, because, LA is a big place for those who don't know. She went to LA, to Hollywood, and did her thing. She also choreographed on The Voice in Belgium. BET Awards, and several other high-end industry events. So we want to bring her on in. Can we say it again? Selasi, come on down.
Hello.
Yeah, good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited and I can't wait to be there.
Yes. Well, we can't wait to have you. And we're so excited to see what you're going to be bringing, because it seems like you have now grown into a whole nother being with your dancing and your technique and your artistry. And we want to hear all about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a new process for me because it's the first time I actually invest my time to really dig deep into my artistry and try to bring something that I really mean with a message, with like anything I feel inside of my head or into my body. I wanted to put it on stage, and to jump and do it alone is not easy, but I have an incredible team to share it, and it's a really big process, so I really don't take this for granted. Like for us to be able to do a tryout in San Francisco, it's huge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Your team, is it I remember you in the other group. Is it all women, or do you have a mixed team?
It's a mixed team, so it's 3 guys and we are 3 women. So I wanted to mix, because for me, I've been always inspired for both sides, like either woman or either man. So I love the mix of it, and I think we can both sides bring something different. You see different point of view, you dance different. Everything is it's interesting to be able to share all that. And I don't call it a company or a group yet because it's still brand new. Mm-hmm. And I met them through different experiences. Some of them used to take my classes. Some of them danced with me on some jobs. I hired them for like TV shows and stuff like that. So we have a really strong connection. And we actually started when it was pandemic, because I moved back to Europe and I was like, I need to dance. I want to do something. And they reached out and they were like, let's go train. So we kind of like gathered together, started really like just dance and training. And they really wanted to learn so much. They were like, okay, what else can we do? Can we come tomorrow again? Do you want to meet next week? So they really motivated me to be like, oh, okay. I wanted to share my knowledge with them because they're a little younger, but they represent the new generation in Brussels here when it comes to hip hop community, dance community. And for being gone for so long, it was nice to reconnect in a way through them, because I was gone, I've been traveling a lot. I was in LA for a bit, so I felt like I was a bit disconnected from the community in Brussels. So for me to reach out and be able to share that with them was so nice, because I felt like, okay, it's still also my community, Even though I'm gone and I travel a lot, when I come home, I still feel like, okay, it's home and we can do things, So that's how it started.
Are you the auntie or the big cousin? Like, are you?
I don't know. I think it's a mix of a bit of everything. Like sometimes I feel like the big sister. Sometimes I feel like the mom, because I have to be like, okay, guys, you are late. You need to be on time, or things like that. Yeah. And sometimes I definitely have an auntie vibe, because I do feel the generation gap, but in a good way. Like it's not that bad. Like we have maybe like some of them are 10 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. It's the perfect gap, because it's like we're the same, but we're not the same. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, this piece that you're doing, it's called Piece of Me or Pieces?
Yeah, the name of the show, it's called A Piece of Me. And also it comes from I didn't know, because like I tell you, like it's not really a company or it's not, nothing is really official. And when I first did a tryout, I needed a name, and I was like, but I'm just going to share a piece of me that no one knows.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, let's just call it like that. And we kept it until today.
Yeah.
So,
Hey.
yeah.
So tell us about this piece.
Yeah. So this piece, it's about, I will say, through my journey as a dancer, like as an artist, I went through a lot of different era. I travel a lot, and I really get inspired from everything I've been through, like everything I can, I don't know, experience. I will put it into my art, and the inspiration really come from situations that I had, or frustration that I could have, or being away from my culture, speaking a different language, going through this brand new life, like moving to another country was a process in a very good way, but it was not easy. There was challenges, and when I started this piece, I just wanted to put everything that I lived in it. Like, okay, how can I tell my story? Like, how can I search further than just I'm gonna dance and whatever you feel, you feel. I really wanted to like think, okay, how do I feel now, and how do I transmit that? I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, it's a lot about yeah, like I was saying, like getting stuck in a situation where you don't know how to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, it could be anything. Rather, it's a fight with a friendship, or rather a relationship, or with your family. You have differences, and you don't agree on things, and because you love them, or you just don't know how to do, or it could be work. Like you at work, you hate your work, but you know you needed to go, you need to make money, you don't have a choice, but you hate it. So how do you deal with that? Like, how do you get out of your comfort zone? Like, how do you say, no, I'm gonna jump and do another job, or I'm gonna take my courage and tell the person I love that it's not working. We need, like it's all those little challenge that I wanted to express, and the feeling is very like suffocated, oppressive, like you feel like you can't get out. I don't know if that makes sense, and
Yeah.
I really wanted to like explore that, and how do you push your limits, like how do you get out of that.
So with your piece coming to the festival, you're going to be telling us a story. You're telling
I'm
us
going
a story.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
try. I hope. I mean, even though it's not that precise, it's more a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, you feel something when you see it. Like
Mm-hmm.
more in a way where it's like I'm just sharing how I've been through life, and then however you want to take it, you will take it. I really want to give the freedom to the audience to feel however they're gonna feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when you danced in the past, did you focus more on your skills as the dancer, like the movement? And have you now graduated to like, okay, I have the movement. Now I want the movement to speak a language to people.
To be honest, I never really thought about it. I when I started dancing, I was just like, I just love it. I was very passionate. I just couldn't stop doing it. I was like, okay, I wanna do my research. I wanna go to the States because this is where hip hop is born. I was like, I need to understand, and I felt so connected that I was like, I just wanted to like get better and really master this, because I've seen like master, like I trained with people that were like very into the knowing the technique, knowing your basics, knowing where it comes from, and once I understood, okay, this is what I love. How can I really know it's the best version that I can? So I travel a lot, learn more, to learn more and more and more and more.
Yes. Okay.
For me, it was never like, oh, yes, of course, I had moments where I was like, oh, I need to be the best, or I want to get better. But it was first how it made me feel when I was doing it. It first came from I feel free when I dance. I need it in my life. Like it really helped me go through things, and it's something I could just not stop doing it, you know? And it's more after all that when I was really like, okay, I'm gonna make this as a job, and I took it seriously. This is when you switch your mind and you're like, okay, if I start to teach, I need to know what I'm teaching. If I started like sharing all the knowledge that I have and I give to other people, I have to make sure I keep having information. Otherwise, how am I going to teach somebody? If I give you everything I know, I need to learn even more so I can come back and teach you more. You know what I mean? It was I always had that mindset.
That's some good stuff. I'm excited to see what you're gonna bring with the crew. Now, you said there's 6 of you.
Yes.
Okay. And you're dancing within the 6 also. Okay.
Yes.
How are you feeling about? Is it their first time coming to the U.S. also? Because you've been in the festival.
Yeah.
They haven't been in the festival yet, right?
No,
Okay.
they haven't.
Okay. So you know already how I go down. You know the stage, you know the feeling, you know the look of it, you know the expectation. How have you been able to prepare them for what you know already? You know, since you're the teacher, you're developing your own style and your own signature, and you also telling a piece of you. You know, how are you getting them ready? How are you getting them ready to come out here?
Yeah, I think once we started that project, we had a nice opportunity to try out, to showcase, to do it a lot. Like we perform in so many places in Belgium. We started with small venue, end up with one of the biggest venue we have in Brussels. So it started like this, and then we just build and build and build. And I feel like my dancers, for me, they are, even though they're younger, they are ready. You know, like they have, what I love about them is I really could see myself when I was their age. When I started, I was like them. And I think that's why we connected so much also, because I could really see how much they want it, how much they will work so hard. Like they understand it, like they really get it. Like they know what it takes to choose to do dance, to be a dancer, like as a professional level. Like they through the process, because we started like 2-3 years ago, I saw the grow with them like this so quick. And it's even scary. And I'm like, oh my God, in a space in a space of 1 year, I can see already like the grow and the change with them. So I'm really confident, and I really trust them on 100. Because when I see them, I'm inspired, and I know how good they are. So I'm sure people will see it too. But they're so excited. Like some of them, 2 of them went to LA, but they never perform on stage. They perform on stage in Brussels, but never in the States. So it's a big deal for sure. But I know they're gonna be ready, and we're gonna have rehearsals every day. We're doing exercise. I also train with the girls with Paradoxal. The way we train to be ready for a show like that. There's a lot of exercise that I remember from our mentor that I also use, and that I like to share with them because it helped me. So hopefully it will help them too, you know?
Those that don't know that Selasi has performed with Paradoxal and been 2 times, right?
Yeah.
Did you come both times to San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest? And if you came one of those years, there's no way you could forget, because their performances were unforgettable. And I'd have people always, no matter who I asked, what did you like? What was your favorite piece? Whether they were a little child or an old man or anywhere between, 9 times out of 10, Paradoxal.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I feel honored. I feel really honored.
You know, I mean, well, rest in peace, Bob San, your mentor, had, something very special. We've talked a lot about authenticity, which I feel like you're talking about now, passing it to your dancers who are remarkable, incredible. They're so good. And then Paradoxal taught a couple of master classes when they were here. And I had students tell me that they fell in love with house because of you. They never had done it, and they fell in love with house and became more of a house dancer because of your classes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I think that's also one of the things Baba taught us is always love what you do. And the more you're going to be honest and real with yourself, the more people will be relatable. Like he makes sure we always stay authentic to ourselves, whether it's house or not. It's you have to follow your dream, keep going, and just embrace your individuality, and I feel like for me it's a full circle around, because the actual first time we came with Paradoxal at your festival, that was the first time I performed with the girls. And after that I became part of the group. So I have chills saying that, but for me it means so much, because I also like how since then how the group grow and how my relationship with Baba grow too. I remember he always told me, you have to do your thing. If you want to, don't be scared, just try. You're gonna feel like it looks like nothing. You're gonna feel lost. It's normal. It's part of the process. But you have to jump. You have to start somewhere. And I'm here. I'm gonna always be here. If you want advice, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. So for me to come with my own little piece, I mean, it's so much to remember that it's the first time I actually performed with the girls and then became part of the group. So he's gonna be with us when I dance for sure, And I'm really happy about that. I can't wait.
That's good advice. When I saw your piece that you applied, I saw the influence of Paradoxal.
For sure. It's not easy, because when I started talking about with Baba, I was also not waiting to him to be here and help and be part of the process. And then life is life. It's so sad that everything happened, but I'm definitely grateful for everything he taught me, and even the fact that he even saw few moments sharing what he thought about it. And I cherish that so much, and I really try to always remember the little things he taught me, a lot. It really helps. Oh yeah.
That's beautiful. I mean, you have an angel watching over you, and that's always a good thing, to have the angels watching over you, to clear the path, to make sure you're okay and that you can do what you're here to do, because the babies, whoever you have with you coming, they're looking at you the same way. So with whatever you have in your heart that Bub shared with you, then you're sharing the next. You're passing that on. So I'm excited to see what you're bringing, because I didn't watch your piece yet, Micaya. When she asked, I was like, I didn't watch the piece yet. So I was actually on your Instagram page. And I was like, honey, is this what she's giving us? Honey, she's about to give us the 5, 6, 7.
That's why, that's my commercial style when I want to. And, I do everything.
So, yes, I love that, because that's, when we were talking about you coming, I remember, the house movement and that culture itself, is so ooh. So when I saw this and I hadn't saw your other piece, I was like, okay, now what is she bringing? Because this thing is carrying on. She's really hot and sexy. And I was like, that comes out in house also, but I didn't know what that was going to be like. So when I read that you were in LA, and doing that there, and Beyonce and Missy Elliott, and Rihanna, I wanted to ask, so how do you feel with the, like, for some people that's commercial, and then for some people that's normal dance, and Micaya and I talked earlier, and I was saying, like, because she's so beautiful. Like when you were like, I'm so sorry. I was like, oh, honey, you're fine, girl. Good. Take your time. I'm missing church for this one. But but real talk, I'm like, how when you're in this business and you're deciding to do your own work and own thing, how does it feel to have that be the first thing people see without the skills first? You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm looking at your page and I'm like, oh, right. But then I know what you do. I know how I know what you're getting down, because y'all girls was not kidding. Y'all, you inspire so many people with the house dance. But the other side of it is like, so how are you approaching that? What's that piece of you that's approaching that with your own work now?
I think it was always a challenge for me, because when I started dance in Brussels, we don't really get to have so many options. Like, we don't even separate commercial, underground. We just, like, dance is dance. So we were, like, just driving to, like, do everything we can to rather for passion or rather for money. So I think my background is very, like, I had to go sometimes dance in the club because I needed the money, and I rather to dance than serve drinks. Like, it's just a different mentality. And then I was always inspired by music videos. Like, I used to watch Missy Elliott's music video over and over and over, and I was like, I want to do this. How do I do that? And I was like, okay, I had to be better than just the look, or I needed to be like, I need to prove I'm better. Like, I need to prove I can do more. And this is so why I wanted to stick to do so many different things, rather commercial or more underground, And I think it's just a mindset of, like, it's not because you see me look a certain way that is I'm gonna stop the image that there, like. And especially if you see me and you're like, oh, but she's too pretty for this, I'm going to be like, what? You're going to forget I'm that pretty. You're going to think about something. You know what I mean? It almost give you the energy to be like, I'm going to prove that I'm way more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I asked you, because I wanted to hear that I wanted to hear what, how you approach that, because no matter what, you're still gonna be pretty, and it's like,
yeah,
okay,
but it doesn't matter. Like,
what about this with these skills I have, So I was like, how do you approach that? Because like it's always, Micaya and I was talking about it earlier, and being a male, in the business. And I'm like, I've had so many beautiful women around me all my life. And it's always a thing where I'm like, do you push that away, or do you embrace that and be like, well, watch me do this right here, don't get caught up, And so that's why I wanted to know, because I with New Style Motherlode, my company, the girls was beastie all the time and beautiful. And so I remember some moments it would be like, they are so beat right now in those damn, Dickies with the baseball cap on, but they are beat, like Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Like Missy Elliott, it's like still like, so I always want to know, like, how do dancers, especially when you're in a company, or you're starting a company, or you're developing a style, like, how are you embracing that? Because it sounds like to me that you're breaking out right now. You're cracking the egg, like, I'm about to make this happen. Even with you saying, it's not a company, it's not the group yet. it's still you, and it's still you developing that. So I just wanted to hear, like, or at least I wanted to hear it, and I wanted the audience to hear also, so they get excited to be like, oh, let me see, what is she? Okay, wait a minute, because Corey then went up in there talking about, he pulled out the Instagram with the heels and pumps on. What is she about to do? So I think people will be excited just to, hear your story and see how are you going to create this? Like, what is this story you're going to tell?
Yeah, I think Baba always used to say that too. Be somewhere nobody expects you to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice when you have the tools to, yes, you're going to expect me to be like this or do this style. I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to do the exact opposite, and I will do it even better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a mindset. And for me, I always, even though I'm going to be in a room where it's only men, I'm always going to be like, I don't want that they see me like, oh, but it's because she's a woman. Yeah. I'm always going to be like, you're going to forget that I'm a woman. You're just going to think, oh, she's good at what she does. And it's just, I think it's maybe education, or just the people I was around, or maybe my journey was just like that. And my mentality became like, it doesn't matter the pretty or if I'm the only girl, like, no, I really need to show you more, or I need to prove that, okay, it's way deeper than just this.
I can tell you that this show that you're going to be involved with has a lot of powerful women in it that I believe that I think I've done this the whole time, Micaya, right? Sort of like, okay, sweetie, so let me, and every woman who has spoken on this podcast has stood up and been like, yep, and I'm here, and I got the skills, and this is what I have to do, and I'm not, it don't even matter. Yes, honey, yeah, it is all of that. I even married them. What? I came in and bumped them over, I battled them in the circle. I even got another girl to come in with me. So I'm excited, and I think that this will be, this year is going to be a changing point for a lot of people who watch hip hop in the theater, because it's not just about tits and ass, tits and ass are going to be there no matter what, but it's like these stories and these skills that are coming with. I mean, if you check out any of the podcasts, and everyone, please check out all of the stories that are coming and that have come by. All the women have been so like, yeah, we in this. Why we even talk about it? And I just like to put out there, I'm like, well, this is the real deal. You're beautiful creatures. It could be you can get caught up. That's what we talked about the couple snack break. Snack break. I was saying how what I saw in the relationship, I saw this beautiful, powerful man, doing this thing, and he was, he's about it. And this woman who came in and she was like, I'm about it too. What's up? And, not just that, but then embraced that together, and I'm like, that's what I'm looking. I want people to get that. Cause I mean, I got it.
Those female jit dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were playing.
Yeah.
So, like this common thread that is connected these pieces and dancers that I didn't consciously do, but it seems like so far we've talked a lot about authenticity. We've talked a lot about what he was just saying with gender, and also just like what you see may not be exactly everything you think. There's a lot more. I mean, like, I'm the epitome of that. Look at me. Would you think? I'm going to keep being me. I'm going to keep doing what I do. But unless you understand where I came from and what where my heart is and what the goal is that as long as I can continue elevating the way that I treat and the way we see these dancers, this festival will continue. But if that gets taken away, then that's going to be a different story. It's
so on. You are on, Micaya. You're on it.
Is it common thread. It's
Mhm.
it's really, really deep. I forgot what I was going to say, but you know, the what I've heard before, you know, is regarding art and artists. If something is right now inside you, then that's what you need to create.
Mm.
Not what happened to you, you know. And if it's really current, whatever it is, it's going to be authentic for you. And I love that you said the audience can feel whatever they want or take whatever they want. And I love that about art. I don't like to be manipulated by art necessarily. I like, you could be having your piece of view of like you said, you're being stuck or relationships. And when I watch it, I could be like, wow, that made me feel about a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It is okay. So that's what's so beautiful about, like, really, you have the skills, you have the commercial, and that's absolutely wonderful and powerful and beautiful. Keep doing that. But then now you're saying, what else can I do as an artist? What's happening right now? And you're creating, and whether you believe it or not, you have a group. Because you don't have to accept it. They are a company now, and they are right now called Selasi, and they're coming to the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest.
Yeah, and I think also, like, I definitely want to push through. Like, we do have 15 minutes, but my dream is to have the time and make it longer and really find the meaning behind and really dig deeper. But it's such a process, like, for me, that is new in a sense, as being a choreographer, tell the story myself, like all of that, performing in it, and also taking care of the dancers. Like, it's really so much challenge, you know. I really love it, but it's also like I want to take my time to do it how I feel it and the right way. Because a lot of time people are like, okay, so when is it the new part that you're gonna do next year? Are you ready? And I'm like, no, don't pressure me, because it came really from a place of natural. Like, it was natural when I started put the piece together and train. I had no plan, you know what I mean? It just came out of really a safe place, and it just came out, and I want to keep it that way. And sometimes I do feel pressure, because, you know, I know everyone is like, when is gonna be finished? When is next year gonna be new? Da, 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 da. And I'm like,
It takes time.
It takes time. Yeah, creating it's very like this, you know. There will be days you super inspired and everything comes out, and then there's days where nothing comes out, and you're like, okay, maybe not today then, you know. So I'm also like still trying to find my flow with that, you know.
It's good you're the big sister auntie. That's a good part.
My best pieces that I've created, I did one iteration for a show earlier in the year, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, let me add this, let me take this. Second iteration, a little bit later, you know. So by the end of the year, the piece had grown into what I longer taken, you know, adding, and that is something that you cannot rush.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, rush it. Well, today has been so wonderful. Oh, man. I am going to have the best day just because this has been such a great exchange. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Selasi. I can't wait to see you next month. And your dancers, I cannot wait to hug them, and I can't wait to share what you're performing here at the SF International Hip Hop Dance Fest, November 11th and 12th. Everybody get your tickets at sfhiphopdancefest.com, and we will see you then. Until then, much love and much
respect. Peace.
Bye.